warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Ananda Salsabila Aulia, and my name
is Salsabila Putri, and my name.
Okay, let's go.
One day, when Ananda was visiting Salsa's house while bringing the book Is It Bad or Good Habits by Sabrina Ara, then they chat in the living room about the contents of the book.
Nanda, I just finished reading the ebook Is It Bad or Good Habit by Sabrina Ara, but honestly, I have a bit of difficulty understanding some part. If you don't mind, can you please explain the most interesting for you?
Of course, the most interesting part for me is about habits that are formed without us realizing it. For example, the habit of eating so block or postpone the text. Well, Sabrina said they can ruin our daily lives without us realizing it. What about you, Salsa?
In some way, sometimes we feel that it's okay to have bad habits, even touch the impact that will be given later or could be. But I want to know, how do you think we should overcome these bad habits?
In my opinion, according to what Sabrina said, we have to start by recognizing the bad habit first. After that, we can replace the bad habit with the good habits. But I don't think it's that easy to change habit. Do you have any tips for that?
Oh, that's right. It's human to feel that way. I remember that Sabrina gave tips in her book on how to start with small steps. Example, starting to try to wake up before the subuh adhan, or reducing staying up late to watch Korean dramas. So don't immediately stress yourself on a big target, but start from something simple.
So start from something that we often consider trivial first? That's right. If I wake up alert and before, it will be a new start. But some things, the temptation to sleep longer is pretty difficult to fight. Is there a way for you to stay consistent?
That's a very reasonable challenge. Sabrina also said that we have to make clear a realistic goal. As simple as you have to have a strong reason for the action you are going to take, so that you can be more motivated.
Totally agree. I just remember that Sabrina once said that we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves because things take time and failure is part of the process. So we can try not to think too much about small failure that occur because failure itself is a ladder to achieving our goals.
Oh, good idea. So I have to keep growing without hurting myself. This teaches me to pay more attention to myself. But then, what if I don't make any progress? Sometimes I'm disappointed if I don't succeed according to what I expected.
Yes, I understand. Sometimes I feel like giving up too, but that's part of the challenge. Our courage is what will eventually lead us to our targets. The more challenges, the more courage we will have.
Very motivating. Then is there anything else that Sabrina discussed about how to change bad habits into good habits?
I always remember this, that he has been recording our progress. For example, writing a journal about the habits you are changing, then see the difference from day to day. That will make us aware of how far we have developed it. Have you ever tried that?
That's interesting. Recording progress, and the unique thing is that progress itself will be a motivation. Honestly, I've never tried this method, but I'll start doing it.
Glad because we help each other. Did you know? Sabrina also said that the environment greatly influences our habits. When we join positive people, we will also be carried away.
That's right. So when I'm in a positive environment, I will be motivated to change, right? But what if I'm surrounded by an environment that doesn't support me?
Now this is the interesting part. It's a challenge in itself, Salsa. Sabrina said that we can try to influence our environment with a good example, so that you will motivate them later.
Good idea. The environment is not always supportive, but I can be a pioneer in creating a healthy environment. But are there any tips so that we stay consistent?
Yes, Sabrina also said we have to create new habits so that life feels fun. So when we consider something with pleasure, then we will get used to it and become consistent. You can find a way according to your lifestyle so that the process doesn't feel heavy.
Oh, so to keep the habit going, I have to make the process more fun. For example, when I try to exercise with friends, it becomes more exciting and it makes me more consistent.
Exactly. When you set foot on a new path, it's become more fun. Also, don't forget to reward yourself after successfully carrying out good habits for some times that you have determined.
So, self-reward is indeed important after we achieve small goals. That's a new learning for me. So far, I have focused more on big target and I forget the small steps that are actually important.
That's right, Salsa. All big changes start from small things, so never underestimate small progress because that is what will lead us to bigger changes. So you can try small step first and continue to improve yourself.
Thank you very much, Ananda. I understand more about how to change bad habit into good habit after discussing with you. I'm starting to be more aware of the little habit that I'm going to change.
You're welcome, Salsa. I'll be the same way. I hope you can continue to grow and be consistent. Always remember that the journey of changes takes time, so there is no need to rush. I'm sure we can do it.
I'll try. Thank you for sharing tips and insight about this book. I'm more enthusiastic about forming better habits.
That's great. Let's go through the process by paying more attention to ourselves.
Sure. Aulia, can I borrow your book? Is it bad or good habits? It seems like I have to listen carefully this time because this is one of the good steps for me.
Yes, here I really support people who want to change for the better.
Thank you, Ananda.
My pleasure.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ananda Salsabila Aulia with name 63240348 and I will explain about present perfect tense and it will start definition of present perfect tense. It's turned out there is a tense to express an action that has started in the past. But the effects are still felt on the now. Yes, it's called the present perfect tense. Come on, understand the definition and example sentence. Present perfect tense is a sentence pattern with a change in verb form that is used to state or express a past action or event that is still ongoing until now. So the event has just happened, but the result or consequence of the event can still be seen and can still be felt at the time of the conversation. In addition, this tense is usually used to indicate events or discuss experience or change related to a place. That's the fact. Tenses about the past are not just simple past tense, guys. However, there are indeed some things that have similarities in function and usage, so that sometimes it makes us a little confused. So, uh, on the third slide, there is present perfect tense, which consists of structure, use, adverbs, preposition, and past participle. In the structure, there are affirmative, negative, interrogative, and short answer. In the use, there are actions that still continue, recently finished actions, experience, action which happened at an unspecified time in the past, and in the adverbs, there are just, so far, ever, never, already, yet, and in the preposition, there are since and for. And in the past participle, there are regular verbs and irregular verbs. Now, here is a brief explanation of present perfect tense starting from structure, use, adverbs, preposition, and past participle, which will then be discussed more specifically in the next slide. So, next in the nominal sentence present perfect tense. And in the formula, affirmative is subject plus have or has plus been plus complement. And negative formula is subject plus have or has plus not plus been plus complement. And interrogative formula is have or has plus subject plus been plus complement. And example for affirmative is Haruto has been a song lyric since 2020. And for negative example is Upin has never been to Japan. So an interrogative example is has he been very busy this month this week? So nominal sentences are sentences that do not contain verbs such as adjectives, nouns, and adverbs. And in the verbal sentence present perfect tense, for formula, affirmative is subject plus have or has plus third verb. And negative formula is subject plus have or has plus not plus third verb. And interrogative formula is have or has plus subject plus third verb. And for example, affirmative example is my group has completed the college project. And for negative example is I haven't read the book Ikigai. And interrogative example is have you read the book Philosophy Teras? So in verbal sentence, after the subject will be followed by a verb. Well, this tense use the third verb, also known as verb 3. So there are important notes that we must remember, and this is important notes. Number 1, have or has is included in the auxiliary verb, and number 2, auxiliary have is used for the subject I, you, and other plural subject, such as plural pronouns they, we, plural nouns boys, men, and compound subject with the conjunction and, you and I, and Nanda and Haruto. And for number 3, on the other hand, the auxiliary has applies to singular subject, namely third-person pronouns, or commonly known as third-person singular pronouns, like he, she, it, and singular nouns such as naming people, Grace, Cersei. So, for number 4, in the interrogative sentence section, the person you are talking to simply answer with yes, I, you, we, they have, or yes, he, she, it has for the answer yes. Meanwhile, if the answer is no, then you can add notes such as no, if, or you, or we, or they haven't, or no, for he, she, it hasn't. Okay, by remembering this, it will make it easier for us to learn. And okay, in this slide, contraction, present perfect tense. Previously, we discussed the subject plus auxiliary verb can be shortened or made into a contraction in the discussion of simple future tense. Contraction is a short form of two or more words that are combined by removing one and more letters and adding an apostrophe. Common example of contraction in English involve combining pronouns and verbs such as I am become I'm or you are becomes your. Contractions are often used in everyday language and are more informal than using full words. So the following are positive and negative forms of present perfect tense. There are abbreviations that we can use. So present perfect tense, I have I've, you have you've, we have we've, they have they've, she has she's, he has his, it has its. And in negative, so I have not, I haven't, you have not, you haven't, we have not, we haven't, that they have not, they haven't, she has not, she hasn't, he has not, he hasn't, it has not, it hasn't. And in the next slide, question words present perfect tense. Question words question from by adding the prefix 5W plus 1H. What, where, who, when, where, how. Well, you can also ask questions to the person you are talking to using question words followed by present perfect tense. For question about place, process, reason, the formula is as follows. Question words plus have or has plus been plus subject plus third verb plus past participle plus object. Example sentence: how have you been feeling lately? And formula for asking subject is question words plus have or has plus third verb and plus C. Example sentence: who has bought the Plato books? Okay, and in the next slide, time expression, present perfect tense. Okay, let's look at time expression in English and Indonesian. Just like other tense in general, there are time expressions that you can use in the present perfect tense is as a complement. And this is, let's look at time expression in English and Indonesian language. Already, sudah, just, sudah itu baru saja. Bisa dikatakan ketika baru saja. Terus recently, baru-baru ini, lately itu akhir-akhir ini, ever, pernah, yet, belum. For plus keterangan waktu yang menunjukkan masa lalu hingga sekarang for 5 hours. Selama. Since plus keterangan waktu yang menunjukkan pertama kali kejadian atau kegiatan dimulai since 2 hours ago. Sejak. So, in the next slide, function use an example of present perfect tense sentence. Number 1. Expressing an event that has occurred or has been done, then at the time of the conversation there is a result that is felt. An example is, I have bought my mother a car. So number 2, stating something that happened since a time in the past that is still related to the person when the conversation took place. For example, is he has been working here since 2020. Number three, talking about experience but not specifically. In this function, we can add the adverb ever, which means ever, or never, which means never, to describe an activity or experience. For example, is I have never been to South Korea. So number four, showing a change. For examples is my academic abilities have improved after studying at Universitas Bina Sarana Informatika. So number five is stating an achievement or results. For example, is I have successfully participated in the study exchange program. Life is the art of drawing without an eraser. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.